Welcome back to IGN Live from Gamescom. It's time to play Gwent. I'm here with Paul, who is community specialist on the game, and who's our other little friend here?
That's Shoop the Troll. If you played Gwent, you know this guy.
I'm glad he could join us up here today.
Yeah, he's very busy today, but all the interviews, but he made it.
That's good. He's a little tired. He may not have a lot to contribute, but you can answer any questions for him.
Oh, of course.
So we have a couple of people playing Gwent off stage here for us.
Yes.
But you guys actually have a lot of announcements for the game this year at Gamescom.
Yeah.
This is a busy show for you.
We've brought a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
First of all, it's esports. We're going into esports. So we have the whole Gwent Masters showcase here. We're talking about it. So if you want to find out more, just go to masters.playgwent.com. And you'll see everything about it.
And there's actually some like real money
behind
the Gwent Masters.
There's 3 tiers of tournaments.
Yeah.
There's Gwent Open, where you can win $25,000. And this one will have the first one actually during Gamescom. So you can go to Hall 8 or watch it on Twitch. And yeah.
Has that been integrated into the game yet?
What we're integrating into the game is with the upcoming update, we'll have something called the Pro Ladder.
Right, okay.
And with the Pro Ladder, you earn crown points in it. And these crown points place you into tournaments. So if you're in the top 20, you can get into a tournament that is hosted by us. So it can be Gwent Open or Gwent Challenger, which is the middle tier. And then you go to World Masters, which is the top tier of the tournament. And there you can win $250,000. Yep.
It's not chump change.
Yeah.
And the Gwent Masters, it's season-based, is that right?
Yes. The Pro Ladder is 2 months. So during the Pro Ladder season, you have to place on top. And basically, if you're at the top, then you can go into the tournaments. Yeah.
Sure. And have you announced when that patch is going to be released?
It's going to be shortly after Gamescom.
Okay.
So we're planning to end the season on the 28th. So after that, you should expect a patch.
Okay. Another big announcement at Gamescom this year is Thronebreaker.
Yes.
So this is the single-player campaign.
Exactly. So yeah, we brought a little bit of it to our business booth to actually showcase. We don't have it here. We're showing the new cards for multiplayer. But the really cool thing is that we were working on it for a long time, and this is the first time we can show it. And it tells the tale of Queen Meve, who, if you read the books, you will recognize her. She's the queen of 2 kingdoms, Lyria and Rivia. If you know Geralt of Rivia, kind of can connect the dots. And it's over 10 hours, 10 to 15 hours, depending how long you play.
Yeah, so it's pretty substantial.
Yeah, it can be even more if you do all the quests. When you buy this, you buy it with normal currency. You unlock 20 cards for multiplayer. So you instantly get these cards. And what you can do is you can unlock the premium cards also for the multiplayer, but you have to actually play the single player.
So yeah, you're playing as Meve. Why the decision to not play as Geralt again?
We wanted to showcase a story that happened before the Witcher games. So the idea pretty much is to show something different, something that you could see in the books. And I think it gives a little bit more background to what the games are about. So it shows her story, and kind of you have to put yourself in the shoes of a ruler, and you can choose to be stern or you can be forgiving, for example. Yeah, and your people will judge you based on what you do. So you have choices and consequences, because I mean that's a big part of what our games are.
Well, so it sounds like in the campaign there's actually going to be more to do than just play rounds of Gwent. Yeah,
battles are fought with Gwent cards.
Right.
But they're tailored specifically for single player. Because in a competitive environment, when we have multiplayer, there's some things that you can and cannot do. And in single player, we could go pretty much crazy. In our design team, which is super great, they could do all kinds of crazy things. And for example, you have to like stagger your opponent's units all to 1 power, or you have to destroy 1 unit or keep 1 of your units safe. So it's like mini games within a game, let's say.
Yeah.
We like to do those a lot.
And is it true there's also even resource gathering?
Yes, you gather resources. For example, you have items that you equip in the Queen's tent, and these boost how you boost your character, so Meve, so because she's your leader card, and you boost her, and you can do all kinds of crazy things with that. You also can obtain ore, and also you can talk to people and gather allies from, let's say, small towns, and based on that, they will join your army. And you need units in order to craft cards, so you craft units which go into your deck, and you can customize that deck for the single-player experience, which is really, really cool.
Well, so is there like a world where you're actually direct controlling Meve as she walks around?
Yes. The world, which is really cool, is hand-drawn by an artist, and you pretty much walk around as Meve, and you explore this world and collect stuff. Additionally, like I said, battles are played with Gwent cards, but you also meet characters. They join your party. People judge you based on what you do and the decisions that you make. For example, if you choose to be a forgiving ruler, they might think you're not stern enough, and that they, for example, should just, leave. And these characters, they can leave you. They can even die because if you make the wrong, decisions. So, yeah, it's impactful.
So what can you tell us about the story, what Meve is trying to accomplish, what the conflict is?
This is pretty much set when the second Nilfgaardian invasion happens. So Nilfgaard is going all the way up to the northern kingdoms, and the rulers of these kingdoms, so Foltest, Demavend, and Henselt, and Meve, of course, meet all together and decide that they have to somehow stop this. So she's pretty much in a position where she has to defend her kingdom from Nilfgaard. Interesting.
And then when the rounds of Gwent that you play in the single-player campaign, I think you said you're twisting the rules of Gwent a little bit.
Yeah.
How so?
Like I mentioned before, we can do things that are OP in a way, because we can't have OP strategies in the multiplayer, because it will actually it wouldn't be competitive, and we want to keep the game competitive and based on skill. And what we want here is to kind of have cool strategies where you can replay Meve and she can trigger units and do all kinds of crazy things. So yeah, we can have fun now.
That seems like, seems like it'll be a lot of fun to play around with. And then it's also cool that you add 20 new cards to use in multiplayer.
Yes, exactly.
And that is unlocked right away once you purchase the single-player campaign.
You'll be able to traverse 5 unique maps, so you won't be only seeing Lyria. Lyria is the first map, so you'll be able to see other maps and explore. And they'll be different. I mean, the climate changes, the people you meet there are different, and I hope everyone will enjoy it. It's coming out this year, so.
Thronebreaker's out this year.
Yes.
That's very exciting. And then are you also creating new cards specifically for the single-player campaign? That won't be seen in multiplayer?
Since everything is centered around Queen Meve, so her units have to be from Lyria or Rivia, so everything is centered around this theme. So you have totally new units. You also, for example, will encounter bandits, and the bandits, they have their own units that fit to them. We try not to take things that we already have from multiplayer and kind of put it into the single player, because we want to have new art, new things, and the artists have been working really, really hard back home, so shout out to them.
Okay, so Thronebreaker is out later this year, and then you're also here at Gamescom showing off new multiplayer cards.
Yes,
is that right?
And I think we're looking at the match that's being played down here. So yeah, we're showcasing new cards. Specifically, we have off stage we have Dandelion playing versus Siri, our cosplayers, and as you can already see, we brought here like cards that we don't have on the show floor. So these are exclusive.
Oh, cool.
You see the Dwarven Agitator here. That's a totally new card. Yeah, and there's also another new dwarf that we'll probably showcase. Oh, there we have the Mahakam Pyrotechnician. That's a totally new card. And we haven't showed these ever before, so this is the first time.
These animations are great.
Yeah. Since the beginning of public beta, which started in May, we introduced premium versions of all cards. And adding new cards to the game, we'll be introducing their premiums, of course.
So when can players out there get their hands on these new cards?
It's in the upcoming update, so it should be right after Gamescom.
Is it the same patch that's going to add the Pro?
Pro ladder, yes.
The Pro ladder,
yes.
Okay.
Yes, so it's going to be packed. Also, a lot of balance changes. For example, gold cards are interactable now, so you can buff them, you can destroy them with other cards, so it's really, really cool. Yeah.
So when new cards are added, do they come as part of like a series that has a title? Just as an example, for another card game, like Hearthstone releases new cards in named batches, like the Frozen Throne.
Yeah. With these, whenever we do an update to the game, since we're in public beta, we try to update the game as much as possible to have it super balanced because of the tournaments that we're doing. So normally when we have a theme, the theme is centered around adding a new faction, and we plan to add a new faction after Thronebreaker, most likely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Gwent has been in public beta since May, that's right. And now you've already announced a single-player campaign for the game that's in public beta.
Yeah.
I guess I'm wondering, like, when does the game exit beta and launch?
There's still some time. There's a lot of features that we want to add to the game. We already have a new game mode that we're thinking about. We have a new faction. We have new leaders coming into the factions that already exist. We have seasonal events, the first one being the Mahakam Ale Festival that we'll introduce to the game. So there's so much content that we want to release, and that's always been a person with CD Projekt. A problem with CD Projekt that we try to put as much, and kind of prolong the beta phase. But
yeah,
I mean, it's all for the community and for the players, so we're happy to do it. Yeah.
In the case of something like Witcher 3, that tends to pay off then.
Yeah.
Well, how would you say the open beta has been going then? Are you getting like positive feedback?
It's been
useful
positive.
feedback.
The thing is that we're doing a lot of changes in between, and players sometimes react in good ways, and sometimes they're not totally happy. But we value that feedback. I mean, it's really, really good, and good and bad feedback is, if it's constructive, we can build on that and we can make the game better. So, yeah, we have players coming to us all the time and talking with us, which is great. That's what we want, because. Like, if you go back, why we made Gwent? Well, we made it for the community because they simply asked us for it because they saw it in the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. So we had to do it for them. And we're building on that.
Well, I really like Gwent. I play a lot on PS4, and I actually play a lot of CCGs just in general.
Ah, cool.
But I think of all of them, Gwent really stands out as like, you got a lot of CCGs out there right now with very similar mechanics, but Gwent is really unique.
Yeah, it's totally different because you don't have any mana system. Your only resource are the cards in your hand, and you have to live based on that. You only play one card per turn, so you have to time everything perfectly.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming by the show.
Thank you for
lots of exciting stuff for Gwent right around the corner. Yeah, he's always welcome.
Yeah.
He's always welcome. Stay tuned. Much more to come on IGN Live from Gamescom after this.